Hello and welcome back. We're going to start car problems. Now for car problems and any motion problems at all, you'll be using this equation: d equals vt. D, distance, equals velocity times time. The first thing you check for is your units. Distance is given in units of length, inches, feet, miles, kilometers, meters. Time will be units of time: seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, centuries. And velocity is distance divided by time. It will be miles per hour, feet per second, and so on. And the first thing you do when you get a problem involving motion is to make sure that all the units are consistent within each particular problem. If you're given a problem with the velocity in miles per hour, then in that problem, all the distances you get or calculate should be figured in terms of miles. And any time that you use within that problem should be in terms of hours. And if they aren't consistent, say the velocity is given in miles per hour and they give you a time in minutes, you'll have to convert the time into hours. If you're given feet per second and the other information is time in hours, you'll have to convert the time into seconds. And in the end, make sure that your answer is what the problem is asking for. Just as a little exercise in converting units, let's find out what 60 miles per 1 hour is in feet per second. And we use the usual labeling method. We want to get rid of hours. So the next we use conversion factors inside these next brackets. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 minute is 60 seconds. We complete the problem, hours will cancel out and the minutes will cancel out, and you'll be left in the denominator with seconds. And to get rid of the miles, we know that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Mile on top cancels out the mile on the bottom. In the numerator, you're left with feet. When you multiply them all out, you'll find that 316,800 feet per 3,600 seconds. And simplifying that, come up with 88 feet per second. So 60 miles an hour converts to 88 feet per second. So these are the basics. We have this one equation to manipulate, and we do that as usual. D equals Vt. If you want to find V, it means dividing both sides by T. So V would equal D over T. And if you wanted to find the time, divide both sides by V, and you'll end up with D over V. So there's really only one equation to manipulate. And make sure your units are consistent within each problem. And make sure your answer is what the problem is asking for. If the information you're giving is in miles per hour and you're figuring time, calculate everything through an hour. If the problem asks for express your answer in the number of minutes, once you calculate what it is in hours, you can always convert to minutes. So double check your answer to the original problem. And here's a pretty basic problem. Car is moving with the constant velocity of 60 miles per hour Find the distance it travels in 1/2 hour. There's a car. It's going in that direction. I tried drawing cars, but it was horrible, so I just cut and pasted. So a car is moving with a constant velocity of 60 miles per hour. We have v equals 60 miles per hour. And find the distance, so we won't know that till later. And the time is 1/2 hour. And write down the fundamental motion equation, d equals vt. We find d, so we don't have to manipulate this equation at all. We can just directly calculate it from what we're given, 60 miles an hour. And time is 1/2 hour. So d, the distance, will be 30, and it will be in miles. It's pretty simple and basic. And here's another one. A car travels at constant velocity and goes a distance of 30 miles in 1/2 hour. What is its velocity? What's the velocity? We don't know yet. Distance. We're given 30 miles. And time, we're given 1/2 hour. And take our basic equation, d equals vt. We want to find velocity, so that means dividing both sides by t. d over t. We just plug in our information we're given. Distance is 30 over 1/2 hour. And inverting the denominator, multiplying by the numerator. There's the numerator, 30 over 1 and 2 over 1. So the velocity is 60. And it will be in units of miles per hour. Again, not so hard. Just had to manipulate this equation into writing v in terms of d and t. Now we have a car travels at a constant velocity of 60 miles per hour. Find the distance it covers in 45 minutes. So we're given velocity, v equals 60 miles per hour. And we're given time, t equals 45 minutes. And we don't know what d is. We start with our basic equation, d equals vt. Don't have to manipulate this at all. We got v, 60 miles per hour, and t, 45 minutes. We have to convert 45 minutes into hours before we multiply anything, or else our answer won't make any sense at all. You can't multiply minutes by hours. So t equals 45 minutes. And we know 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So in hours, it'll be 45 over 60. And that is simply 3/4 of an hour. So we have d. We're given v, 60. And we have t in the correct units, hours. It's be 3/4. And we got 180 over 4. distance would be 45 miles. So this is the case where you do have to convert. The problem gives you information where the units aren't consistent, so you have to make them consistent, hours and hours. You could have changed minutes. You could have changed 60 miles per hour into 60 miles per minute, but it would have been easier to just change it into hours. And we answered the question, find the distance it covers in 45 minutes, and that's 45 miles. Here, a car travels with a constant velocity of 60 miles per hour. How long does it take for the car to go a distance of 30 miles? Express your answer in terms of minutes. So what are we given? V equals 60 miles per hour. A distance of 30 miles. And we want to find out how long it does it take. So t we don't know. So we start off with our basic equation, d equals vt. We want to calculate t. And that means dividing each side of the equation by v. So end up with t equals g over v. And we just plug in the numbers we're given. D is 30 miles, and v is 60 miles per hour. So t would equal 1/2 hour. Problem wants us to express our answer in terms of minutes, and a half hour doesn't take much thought, is 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is the answer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.